Thank you, guys. My time.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Realistic. We are live here in Formula 2. I'm just going to do a quick sound check. I think the game audio is okay. Let me just do a quick check though to make sure, because I don't know, and because I'm not listening to it. So, the Xbox controller, I connect the Xbox controller banana, but I actually use the keyboard as well at the same time to flick between drivers dead quickly. So to flick from P1 to P10, I'll use the keyboard, but if I'm just flicking left and right and different views, I'll use the controller. If someone subscribes, look, that looks not good if someone subscribes. Nick, thank you for stating the obvious. That is supposed to be full screen in front of you, but I switched Twitch profiles and I've just noticed that I've just switched back to the F7 profile and I've noticed that nothing's centered now. Everything's moved off from center, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, nothing I can do now. But yeah, it was sorted, and then and then because I've switched to the Tane account and then come back to the F7 account, everything's so even like the intro then was zoomed in. It wasn't straight, which is really, really annoying. Bear with me, guys. Just trying to sort some out. There we go. Right, so we're here in qualifying, 12 minutes of qualifying. I hope we're all doing well. So, a giant sticker 126.8. Oliver de Mose is on a lap as well in the Campos here in Melbourne, Australia for this Formula 2 qualifying, which should be a good race, actually, to be honest. I know that Formula 2 has always struggled with attendance, but our Formula 2, since we got it up and running, has had a minimum, well, this is the lowest, 16, of any race that we've done so far. So there you have it, Alfie with the black and white flag. Banter Brandon is on a lap as well, the Campos driver, coming around the final corner and up towards the line. So let's see what he can do. And to the line, Banter Brandon takes P1 as Oliver de Mose takes P2. So very, very dominant in the early stages are the Campos drivers. I am not on realistic comments tonight, by the way, guys. That is Super Turbo, and then I'm only here just to quickly help out. But I've got a lot going on at the moment, as you all know. But I'm not here to dwell on things or go on about things or look for sympathy. I'm just here to help out and do commentary. But yeah, I've just got a lot going on, guys, and some family stuff. Yaya in the AIX is now on a lap, coming down that DRS straight. Remember, we are using the 25 cars as the 26 are not out yet. I think Rob's boy was waiting for an invite. I don't know if he's in, actually. I know Solar hasn't turned up. It's Maxi Bock. I think Maxi Bock's in, isn't he? So Yaya coming around the left-hander, then into the right-hander, and then it's a short run up to the line. Remember, we have Formula 1 Realistic straight after this race. Banana, thank you so much as well for the sub, 34 months, that is incredible. And Yaya, 126.2 for the AIX driver. Wow, that is brilliant. So a great lap for him. What about Wobbly Lizard? Let's ride on board with him here in Melbourne, Australia to see what he's got in the tank. So coming down in towards turn 13 for the Invicta driver who stepped in for Liam Ramsell, who took a seat and then left straight after. So he's down in P16. Can he improve on his time? He can, and it's up to P4 at 126.7. So the Invicta driver. Now we've got a couple more drivers. Mr. Reese, 98, drifting around the final corner, and then up towards the line we go. So Mr. Reese up into P7. XD Storms coming down towards turn 10. The VAR drivers, 16 drivers on track here in Australia. Only 3 minutes of qualifying remaining. And then we'll move on to the race. And remember, F1 Realistic is straight after. And he has invalidated it. You can see that straight there. And the Rodin Motorsport driver of Maxi Block and Kevin Gamer. So Kevin Gamer on them super softs to the checkered flag. And it is P11 for him. XD Storms coming into turn 13 and 14 at the right-hander. But VAR driver has invalidated it. Gravangan, we know how quick he is. The other VAR driver to the line. The Constructors Champions from last year. Up to P9 for the Norwegian driver. So what about Edward in the ART? We will ride on board and we'll see what he can give us. Down under, black and white flag for car 32 NMX James. So Edward, I'm going to try and give it his all here. So through turn 9 and 10. Back onto the throttle he goes, and that DRS is enabled. That rear wing wide open for Edward. Slamming on that brake pedal, trying to hug the apex. That's pretty nice from Edward. Space for me to join him in the league. Lucas, are you in the league? I mean, oh, he's gone. Edward is round. He was pushing that hard, and that is qualifying done for him. Will he get to the line to go again? Lucas, qualifying ends in about 30 seconds. I mean, you can join if you are in the league and you are in realistic. So down in towards turn 1. Supporting ART. Let's go, Malk. So I'm trying to see what the time is left. And the drivers, Maxi Block. Wow, sliding round in that Rodin. I'm going to get it up now. Yeah, 30 seconds of qualifying remaining. Wait, Lucas, you need to tag me in the Discord. I need to make sure you're in the Discord. I can't just have a random driver just joining online in a league race. No offence. I genuinely mean that, no offence. But obviously I can't just have a random joiner. As Banana said, Lucas, we need to make sure you've been in the server for 48 hours. We need to make sure you've done your time trials so we know what pace you are. There's a few reasons, basically, mate. Only because F2, you're not allowed a tier 1 and tier 2 driver in the same team. It's got to be tier 1 or tier 3 or 2 tier 2s and all that sort of stuff. So Maxi Block on his last lap. So the Belgian driver. So he is in the Discord, Banana. Oh, sound. He's a tier 1 driver. Okay. Oh, it's Fred. It's Fred Ripper. He's not showing online, though. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get you in time. You can take the high tech if you can get in time. But you're not showing up. Yeah, you're not showing up. Sorry, I was going to try and get you in, but I've run out of time. No problem, mate. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I missed the end of qualifying. So, Edward takes pole position by nearly 3/10 of a second. That is remarkable. So, Edward takes pole. I need to write these stats down, bear with me. Maxi Block in P2, then Yaya in P3, Banter Brandon, XD Storms, Ferrari Fan, Oliver DeMose, NMX James, Mr. Reese, Wobbly Lizard, A Giant Stick, Gravangan, Ace Claret, Alfie Edwards, Kevin Gamer, and Aspect in the dams at the back. You know what? It's put every single driver in. That's the first time I've ever had that, where it's put every driver in the app. This is getting better, this app. So we are on to the race. 50% race, and then we move on to the realistic. Here we go. Here we go. I'm alright, Soul. I'm getting there, mate. Just jumped in. Bit of normality. Bit of getting back to normal, you know. A bit of commentary and stuff, but I'm trying to get an LMU race going tomorrow, but I'm just unsure yet. I just don't know what my schedule is looking like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do an LMU race tomorrow. But yeah. The Sunday races will not be affected anyway. Oh yeah, it's been a struggle. Well, this is me now. Wait, has it got two? It's got two display captures. Has that got double the volume? It doesn't have double the volume, does it? But this is me right now. Wait, something's not right here. I don't know why it's got double. This is why. The problem is because I use Twitch, but Yawn is also signed into the Twitch. He doesn't use a stream key, so then he messes around with it when he comes on, and then I mess around with it, and yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, to be quite honest with you. But I don't think Yawn's doing any more commentary, but so we might be alright. Look, it's me sweating. Yeah, guys, let me know if the volume's twice because I don't want it to be twice, you know. Cheers, Solo. Appreciate it, mate. So, Edward leads the line to the line. And the ART driver who is starting on pole position, completing the formation lap here in Australia. And we are going to get ready to go racing. Formula 7 racing, the pinnacle of Formula 1 online racing. Before I went off this week, we are working on something massive as well in terms of F1, so that should be coming soon. So this is it. for round 1, season 9, here in Formula 2 for Formula 7 Realistic. And this is where we say, lights out, and away we go. Edward got a great start. Maxi Block a little bit sluggish off the line, and now the Swedish driver Yaya is going to go around the outside in towards turn 1. They are battling heavy at the start as he just goes off the track. They squeeze each other through. XD Storms is there. Maxi Block has now lost 2 places. Banner Brandon is arriving, and that is Maxi late on the brakes in that shimmering gold VAR. Sorry, the Rodin. The VAR is right on his tail. Then Banner Brandon and Ferrari found Wobbly Lizard in that Invicta going through. There's a yellow flag. That is Alfie Edwards in the high-tech with his teammate. A giant stick and Alfie Edwards are into the wall. The 2 high-tech drivers collide on lap 1. Drama in the high-tech garage already, and their team bosses will have something to say about that one. Edward leads half a second to Yaya. It's Belgium to Sweden to Belgium. Sorry, it's England to Sweden to Belgium, and that is Mr. Rees and Gravangen. Mr. Rees and Gravangen, red flag. Red flag is out. There we go. The first ever red flag we've ever had in a league race. It is something that we've introduced for the new season. That is brilliant, red flag. There we go. Let's go, guys. That brings everybody back into it. I love it, red flag. There we go. Brand new. Oh, somebody's left. Oh, that would have been somebody that's out. Yes, Alfie, I'll invite you back. I don't even reckon his Xbox overheated. I reckon he's left and gone, yeah, sack that off. And then when he's seen the red flag, he's like, yeah, get me back in quick. Oh, God. Giant stick, what happened? Right, everybody will go back into the pit lane. They'll get ready to get back on track. I will send Alfie an invite in 2 seconds. This is where the drivers will be now back in the garage, getting their tyres ready. Remember, they can change their tyres and everything under a red flag. Our first ever red flag. This is new. By the way, red flags are on increased now, but I've only ever seen one even on increased. So we're going to go around for a second time after the red flag here in Melbourne, Australia. And it is lights out for a second time. And the VAR, there was a VAR or something that was quite slow off the line. Wobbly Lizard was incredible. Stop and go penalty for NMX James. Remember, Gravangen and Mr. Rees are out. Alfie Edwards is going very slow. There's been a huge collision at the back as well. A giant stick. Kevin Gamer, there's a driver around. It's absolute carnage. Oh my God, there's a driver going really, really slow there, blocking up the traffic. Oh, it's NMX James. Aspect's just gone and straight lined him. What is Aspect doing? What is going on here? So, Aspect goes in straight lines, NMX James. NMX James has got a stop and go penalty. It's absolute carnage here in Australia. It's not what we want to see in a league like Formula 7. Well, NMX James is still in Malk. Luckily, he's not been taken out and he's got a stop and go. So it wouldn't be fair to restart now. Mr. Rees has left. Oh, he's already out. So, we are 3 laps into a 17-lap race. So, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. Aspect, you can't just straight line somebody because they brake on a straight. You do know that you weren't in his car, don't you? He wasn't in his car. He's got a stop and go penalty because he's not in his car. Yeah, you can't brake check people. I don't think he intentionally brake checked you, but you can't go and straight line somebody. You can't just join a brand new race and straight line somebody like it's some open lobby. If you want to go and do that, mate, go and do it in some shit league. Don't do it here. Come on, mate. Edward leads to Yaya, to XD Storms, to Banter Brandon and Ferrari Fan. Your top 5 on lap 4. The safety car is out. There's a lot of drivers into the pit lane now, getting them front wings fixed. getting that repair. We have seen the first red flag ever here in Formula 7 racing. So this. The incredible start to the race. Drama straight away. Wow. So we are still racing here, but the safety car has neutralised the grid for now. There's a safety car out. Oh my god, it's so warm. So warm. The heat in this room now. The problem is when you let people race in the league that don't give a shit. That's where the problems come from. And you're going to get a lot of people that just don't care. They're joining for no reason other than to just mess around, really. So that's the problem that you've got sometimes. And you can't pick who them people are going to be. Do you know what I mean? It's mad because when they represent decent esports teams like that, you expect them to hold themselves pretty decently, but obviously that is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, so I was just saying the same thing, like, it's a decent team that he races for, so it's pretty mad that he just goes on straight lines people in races. Nah, all good, Mr. Reese. Alfie, if you're a lap down, it would be very hard to unlap yourself, because the drivers in front would have to let you through, and there's quite a lot of them. If they want to move over and let you through, then they can, but I don't know if they're going to be able to, because there's a lot to. There's like 10 drivers in front of you, so it would be a lot to try and get them to all move over. I'm pretty sure it is the first ever game given red flag. There might have been one before. I don't know. No, it could actually be the first legit one. So Edward still leading from P1. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've known Aspect for quite a while, and he's raced here all of last season and stuff. He's an IRT driver. Do you know what I mean? He's representing their team. He's representing their brand. When you have IRT next to your name, you have to hold yourself in a way that esports team would be proud of. You don't go and join a league and straight line somebody with IRT next to your name. You don't do it. IRT are a very, very good esports team. And for them to have a driver like that who just goes and straight lines people because he thinks they brake checked him, that's what stewards are for. We're a league with 1,060 members. We run 8 races to 9 races a week. We have a great community. We have a lot of viewers that watch our Twitch channel. We have massive subscribers on YouTube, and he comes in and just treats it like an open lobby. Embarrassing for him. So Edward will get us underway under the safety car restart. 6 out of 17 laps done and dusted here in Melbourne, Australia. Edward chased down by Yaya. He got an incredible start here, Edward. Kevin Gamer is into the pit lane. Edward still leading. XD Storms over the back of Yaya. A tenth of a second separating them. And Wobbly Lizard with the corner cut. This is getting close. Here comes the VAR on the back of the AIX. This is extremely close. The Swedish driver holding off. XD Storms looking for a way through up the inside. Cannot find it. We can look at the tyre wear in the bottom left as well if you are interested on the tyres. So ride the curb. Then you've got Oliver De Moos in P7 in that Campos. And he did get a good exit. Black and white flag. 3-second time penalty for NMX James. 1/10 is the gap. Wobbly Lizard in the Invicta holding on. All on mediums, barring Edward and XD Storms who are on super softs. Black and white flag for Ace Claret. So Banter Brandon, look at this. Is he going to go for a move up the inside of XD Storms? He was thinking about it. And Campos versus VAR as we go down in towards turn 13 and 14 into the right-hander. 10 laps remaining. It's been a drama-filled race start, and there goes Oliver De Moos. Wobbly Lizard has made a wobbly exit out of turn 13. Oliver De Moos is through, and now Maxi Block might pounce on his opportunity. NMX James is getting ever so closer to Ace Claret. Alfie Edwards is out of this race. Retires. There's been a lot of DNFs in the opening race of the season here in Formula 2 and calls it a day. I do wonder what happened with Gravanga and Mr. Reese. It's a real shame. So NMX James does have a 3-second time penalty, but his stop and go penalty I think is gone now, isn't it, because of the red flag? Is it gone now? Yeah. So that's good for him. Here he comes with that DRS. And he's in the slipstream. NMX James on Ace Claret, the Irishman. Will he go for a move up the inside of turn 9? He won't. Thinks better of it. It was very close. Wobbly Lizard in P7. So, Wobbly Lizard and Maxi Block XD Storms in the podium places, but can he progress to P1? There goes Wobbly Lizard in the Invicta. Only 2 attempts separate him and Oliver De Moos and Maxi Block. There's a three-way fight for P6. This is massive in terms of points here. They can really up their points tally, and up the inside he goes. Maxi Block and Wobbly Lizard around the outside he goes, and he does get the move. The Belgian blast past Wobbly Lizard, the Invicta driver, down to P8. That is what we were waiting for. The Season 1 Tier 1 World Champion, showing that he still has it in the bank. And when he needs to open up the vault, he'll pick out a diamond like that. Around the outside, he goes the Rodin Motorsport driver. Banter Brandon still chasing down a podium, and he might have a chance here. Here we go, Banter Brandon, the runner-up in Season 5 Tier 1. The Constructors World Champion in Season 12 Tier 2. He's got championship mentality. He's got to show it here if he wants to end with a podium. Let's have a look at the tyres. in the bottom left, so you can keep your eyes peeled on that. Remember, there has been a red flag, so I don't think the drivers will have to pit and change their tyres. I could be wrong, but I think that's the way it works under a red flag. I'm not sure if them red flag rules work in Formula 2, but I'm sure somebody will let me know. So, Banter Brandon. Look how close that is. He took a huge chunk of the grass there, didn't he? Now Max got Wobbly Lizard, the Giant Stick, Ace, Claret, NMX James, all locked in that DRS train. Oh, and look at that! Was it a Giant Stick? NMX James has side pod damage, and Maxi Block is through on Oliver de Mose. He gets past, so NMX James is carrying a lot of damage to his car. That is why he's struggling at the back. Some great racing though. Edward is absolutely dominant at the moment. 1.1 clear. He's outside the DRS range. Yeah, he did get straight lined, you're right. He's 1.1 clear. Oh, sorry. It's the keyboard. This might be the opportunity for Oliver de Mose to go for it. He's in the slipstream and he's got DRS. And he's not going to go for it on this occasion. Max got using a lot of speed down that straight. So just hugging the apex, going to the outside. And then you've got that Invicta right on their tail. Some of the drivers are taking a huge chunk of the apex of turn 8, turn 7 and 8. And some aren't. It's an interesting strategy. So here comes Oliver de Mose. He is going to go for a move up the inside, side by side. Go the Campos and the Road in Motorsport driver. But it is Oliver de Mose that is through, and he's got the DRS. Will Maximot be able to return the favour? He cannot. And always is going to go down the inside. Thinks better of it. Banter Brandon has gone into the podium places. Ferrari fan is down to P4. So finally, Banter Brandon in the Campos makes up a position. Six laps remaining. Remember, Formula 1 Realistic follows this race. And Yaye is caught up to Edward. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Stop and go penalty for Ace Claret. And Yaye, the Swedishman, is into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Can Edward respond, or have them tyres fallen off the cliff? 57% for the front left. Yaye is not sharing his telemetry, but looking at the tyres, remember, super softs for Edward. And I tell you what, this could be the end of Edward's race. He will fall right down this track when them tyres fall off. 5 laps is a long way to go on super softs. This is really interesting. But then look at Banter Brandon. He's on the mediums. His tyres are well. And oh, and there we go, Edward. He is struggling. Them super softs are super gone. Banter Brandon is through, and Ferrari fan might join in on the action. And Edward, who started from P1, is into the pit lane, and so is Banter Brandon. So the pit under the red flag did not count. So this is great for Edward. He is going to be safe, but he's going to have to go for a different strategy here, Edward. Get off the super softs, get onto the mediums until the end of this race, where all the other drivers will be on the super softs. So this is going to massively benefit them. Banter Brandon is out in front of Edward. Wobbly Lizard in the Invicta is there as well. Here comes Oliver de Mose on XD Storms. They pitted on the lap before. They're coming down the pit straight. The undercut is not going to work. Maybe for Wobbly Lizard. XD Storms and Oliver de Mose all the inside. And XD Storms shuts the door in Oliver de Mose's face. Wobbly Lizard is behind, but he is going to be on fresher tyres. Ace Claret with that stop and go. And Edward being saved by that pit stop. Could have all ended in tears. So there's a bit of movement at the front now with all the other drivers pitting. A giant stick in Yaye now in. Getting on to them fresh, soft compounds. Corner cutting penalty for Ace Claret. Wow. Maxi Block now leads. No, sorry, Ferrari fan leads to Maxi Block. So they're going for a longer strategy. Do they need to? That's the question. So Ace Claret getting through on a giant stick. And so does Wobbly Lizard around the outside. But the giant stick is on them super softs. So if he's patient, it'll be super quick. Here he comes, and we are riding on board with the Invicta driver as the high-tech all over that rear diffuser. And he is going to go for a move up the inside, as you can see him going through. And through goes a giant stick. Great move down that straight. Banter Brandon trying to make that progress again, but he's got Yaye in front of him. This is for the provisional lead. Yaye makes a mistake, he goes out wide. Banter Brandon will take the inside line. And the Campos driver, remember this is for the lead when everybody pits. Yaye holds on, the AIX driver defending aggressively. Pushing Banter Brandon off, and through goes Edward. Picking up the pieces. Wow, this is unbelievable. Yaye seems to be struggling on them super softs. Maybe his setup is not made for that tyre compound. So Maxibot leading to Ferrari fan. Are these going to try and get to the end without pitting? Oh, no. No. I keep dropping the keyboard on my thing. I'm not sure Ferrari fan and Maxibot, do they need to pit? Or are they just choosing to pit? Because I tell you what, if they don't need to pit, then they're not going to get caught. They've got to pit, surely. Yeah, Harvey, that's what it looked like. XD Storm's through on Oliver de Mose. And Banter Brandon's going to have to try again as he will try and make the move on Edward. They touched. Was that a desync? As Banter Brandon is through on Edward. Wow. And that gives Yaye a little 1 second buffer in front. But we don't know what's going to happen at the end with the Stewart's involvement. So remember, NMX James with that damage. Yeah, the tyres don't seem that bad, but they've got a pit, surely. So we're on lap 16 of 17. fan chasing down Maxi. They will pit on the very final lap. Where that leaves them, I don't know. I can't help but think this is not the right strategy for the front three, because that will leave them just with no opportunities to try and catch up on fresh tyres. They're essentially throwing it all away. In fact, they're not going to pit. Ferrari fan, NMX James and Maxi are not going to pit here. Is that allowed? So we are on the final lap of this race. Edward with that front wing damage. Oliver Moses through. XD Storms is on the grass. As we head on to the final lap, XD Storms with a mistake. Banter Brandon chasing down Yaye. He's already tried this once before and it ended in tears. So for the final time here in round 1 of our Formula 2 race, 16 drivers started, 12 are going to finish. We've seen a red flag, a safety car, and some great racing. It's had a bit of everything. Yeah, I just didn't know if the red flag counted as a pit stop. But that's the risk they've taken. Maxi Block and Ferrari fan are fighting it out for the lead. I don't know what's going on here, but if they don't get disqualified, I'm going to shout them as the winner. That is a giant stick through an ace claret. But Maxi Block is going to come through, and the Belgian driver, who has decided not to pit, has taken the risk. As he comes down towards the line, the Rodin Motorsport driver wins here in Australia. Ferrari fan takes P2, and NMX James limps to the line for a podium. Yaye and the rest of the grid who did opt to pit, and I think Yaye's run out of fuel here as they creep to the line. Yaye P4, Banter Brandon P5, and Edward the pole sitter in P6. Oliver de Mose in P7, XD Storms in P8, Wobbly Lizard goes up to P7. Wow, what a race. 22nd time bonnet for Ace Claret. And Kevin Gamer will be your final driver post-race DSQ. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I don't know how they weren't DSQ'd. I'm guessing the red flag. I'm guessing the red flag was a tyre change. Was it not? Oh, Giant Stick was forced to pit. I pitted under the safety car. Oh, James pitted under the safety car. But I thought that didn't count in F2. I thought you couldn't pit under the safety car. But if you did, and that did count, wow, that's massive. That's incredible stuff. Well done, guys. There you have it. Maxi Block on the top step. So let's go through and get the stats, which I need to get. So it was Maxi, Ferrari fan, NMX James, and we are going to get the race director in a sec. Edward with the fastest lap. Driver of the day, obviously. He's going to go to, it could go to Maxi, it could go to Ferrari fan, but I think NMX James with a podium after that straight line and from P8 on the grid. But I'm going to look at race director. Oh, so that was when they all pitted under the red flag, wasn't it? And then Maxi Block, yeah, he pitted on lap 3. So did NMX James. So where did Ferrari fan pit? So the red flag did count as a pit stop, because look, it's counting every driver that went in under the red flag as a pit stop. So that's why Ferrari fan is there as well. Wow. Right, there you have it, guys. I'm going to shoot off. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. F1 Realistic is going to be live in about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you tune in for that. That is Super Turbo on there. Thank you so much, guys. I've got a lot to do, but thank you for being here with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a great race and a great end of the evening. Take care, everybody.